The iPhone 16 was revealed less than 6 months ago, but headlines are already being overtaken by the upcoming iPhone 17 coming this year in 2025. And it's around this time that your current iPhone might start to slow down a little bit, you get some battery issues, maybe the thing just goes out entirely, and you're wondering the big question, which is, do I buy an iPhone 16 or wait a little bit for the iPhone 17? Is it actually gonna be worth it? After spending hours and hours and hours with the iPhone 16 Pro since launch day, let me tell you the top 5 things, the top 5 takeaways I've gleaned from this time that you need to know and help you answer the question, should you jump into an iPhone 16 now, wait for the 17, can the rumors even be trusted? Let me break down from my experiences what you need to know so you don't make the same mistakes and maybe waste the same money that I did. Also, a big thanks to ESR for sponsoring this video. More on them in a moment. All right, so takeaway number 1. After having the iPhone 16 Pro in my pocket since launch day, I think the biggest takeaway I've got is that this phone is the fundamentals done right. Yeah, I'm sure like many of you, I would have liked to have seen some bigger redesign. I would have liked to have seen some change to the exterior of this phone, some more bold colors for the Pro models, maybe some different camera orientation. But beyond all that, the tried and true is there. It's a beautiful OLED display. We finally have USB-C. Thank you, Tim, for making that happen, whether you wanted it to happen or not. You've got a great speaker system, a really great camera system. Apple has really perfected this formula to do the fundamentals right with the iPhone 16, and especially, like in my case, the iPhone 16 Pro. I think for me, some of the things that I thought would be bigger deals didn't turn out to be all that special, like camera control, even though it's on a button, you gotta be called camera control, not the camera control button. I'm still split on whether or not I find that entirely useful, and I don't think I've used all the Pro features that I thought I would, but the fundamentals of this phone are done really, really well. I know with confidence, I can always take a great photo or video in a matter of seconds when I take this thing out of my pocket and launch the camera. I know that call quality is going to be good. I think eSIM has shown its advantages, and a lot of those issues with setup have gone to the wayside and have been resolved, and the build quality, fit and finish, it's Apple, so you know it's going to be exceptionally well done. It is great to know with 100% confidence that I'm always going to be able to rely on this phone, that maybe it doesn't have the feature of X, Y, or Z Android phone, or maybe it doesn't flip or fold, but it does do the fundamentals really, really well, and that I love, though I will give you 2 caveats that I've noticed during my time with this phone. One is that I echo John Rettinger and others where I can say that the iPhone 16 Pro battery isn't very good. Maybe it's because I start my day a little earlier than most. Usually I'm out of bed with my phone at 5 a.m. I don't even think I'm watching so much TikTok or YouTube or anything on my phone, but I can say that if I didn't have a charger at my desk, my battery would die well before the end of a typical day. And again, I'm not even on my phone all that much. I'm not sure if it's because I'm going from a Max to a smaller phone, or if something with iOS 18 is more taxing on the battery. The phone is never slow, let me make that clear. This is a blazing fast piece of Apple silicon, but the battery life, at least on the 16 Pro, has not been great in my experience. And I don't know exactly what to attribute that to, but take that with whatever grain of salt you want to. The second thing, like I mentioned a moment ago, is that the new button system isn't really the most useful thing for me. I think the idea of camera control is nice, and I like the flexibility it affords you, but in my experience, maybe it's just muscle memory, but I'm just so used to going to the home screen, tapping on the camera button, and opening the camera that way. Or if I'm already in the phone, I can just, open the camera app that way. I do think that I've got to give Apple some credit. I wasn't on board with the action button, but I have come to like that over the years, so maybe it just takes a little bit more time than, it's been like 4 or 5 months, but at least as of right now, the button situation is a bit odd, and I'm not loving or utilizing the camera control button as much as I hoped I would. Point number 2 has to do with the iPhone 17, because with that being said, some of you are probably looking at the iPhone 17, you're checking out Mac rumors, watching Apple Circle videos, this phone is looking super compelling, but take it from someone who has been doing this for years and years and obsessing over this since I look, as young or maybe as old as this, and that is that these rumors can change like that. If I had $1 for every time the rumors on the iPhone changed between, rumors were released and the actual phone was released, I'd have enough to buy a couple of Apple Vision Pros. What I can tell you right now is that the iPhone 17 rumors point to a pretty significant upgrade, some major redesign, an all-new iPhone Air or iPhone 17 Slim or whatever Apple's gonna call it, some major Pro upgrades. Don't ignore the rumors entirely because most of the time, 90% of the time, they are true and things are looking exciting. Just don't think that every single one is going to be set in stone. And with that being said, don't base your buying decisions, famous last words, on things that may or may not be happening. Buy a product for what it is today, not what it could be. Apple Intelligence is a great example of that on the iPhone 16 series because still really isn't here. So look at the rumors, get excited, just don't be surprised if something changes between now and early September. Also, little pro tip here, take this from one Apple fan to another, something you should know, is that if you're looking to maybe trade up to the iPhone 17, you've got an iPhone 16 right now, and you want to sort of maximize your trade-in value and get the most amount of money as possible, you want to keep your phone in as pristine, tip-top shape as possible. You still want to enjoy your phone and see it and love it and use it, but you want to keep it protected from the elements and keep it its best. And if you're looking to do that, you gotta pick up one of these amazing cases from this video's sponsor, ESR, because it's here to do all that, plus so much more. This is the Halo Lock Classic Hybrid case that lets you have all the great benefits that ESR has got to offer. I'm a fan of the looks for a couple of reasons. I love that ESR has got a beautiful clear option here that lets you enjoy the iPhone color you chose in all of its glory, but also gives you, of course, added protection. You've got drop protection built in to make sure that if this thing accidentally falls, you're going to be good to go. You've got full MagSafe support as well, so you can throw on that MagSafe charger and have a ball and have the full benefits of that. But also in particular here, I love what ESR has done for camera control, because this is special, folks. It's got a super special cover on here that's built from high aluminosilate 9H tempered glass and a PCB core with 6 conductive stacks that makes it super easy to press, slide, and you've got full control of this little, don't call it a button, but this area here with a maximum sensitivity and basically full use to do everything you'd want with camera control. What's also super nice is that it's got a unique 3-layer structure that keeps camera control totally dust-free, and that tempered glass finish is strong and durable as well. You don't want to sort of drop this thing once and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on repair fees. With this, it's totally protected, and your phone is protected and looking great. If you're looking to keep your iPhone 16 in tip-top shape, you want to have the advantages here of the built-in stash stand. You want full MagSafe compatibility. You want that added durability and protection. You want the award-winning nature and design of ESR cases, plus you want to keep camera control fully functional but protected. This is the way to go. If you want to learn more, check it out for yourself today. Couldn't recommend it more enough. Hit the link right down below to learn more. Check it out for yourself today and give your iPhone a major upgrade. And that actually nicely transitions me to point number 3, which is to not always buy into the Apple marketing hype. Look, I'm guilty of this since a very young age. The Apple marketing machine is world-class for a reason. They make great ads, they have a way of sucking you into their keynotes, they do a phenomenal job, but sometimes the marketing hype isn't always the best. I think case in point is Apple Intelligence. Apple has touted this as like the cornerstone feature of the iPhone 16 series since the very beginning. They talk about all the amazing things your iPhone can do and how much smarter it's going to be. The problem is that we're now, approaching the 6-month mark of this phone release in iOS 18, and we're still not seeing a lot of the major features of Apple Intelligence. At least as of recording this video, Siri's just as dumb as it's ever been, with no signs of that major breakthrough coming just yet. So you gotta look at Apple Intelligence and take that with a grain of salt because it might not be entirely worth it. I think the same goes for the Pro features as well. I know that I'm very guilty of watching the keynote and thinking, oh, this is the year I'm gonna use this as just my only camera, or I'm gonna do all my videos in ProRes, or I'm gonna shoot in RAW and all those things. Those are awesome features to have, but don't let the marketing hype cloud your judgment. If you are looking to buy an iPhone, the iPhone 16 series might actually be the star of the show this year for everything it can do. There's really very little reason to jump for the extra money to go with the Pro phone. So don't let the marketing hype of these phones convince you. Same goes for like camera control. Don't think you need to have that button, so you need to upgrade your phone and pass over a good deal for an iPhone 15. That's just not what it is. And again, fundamentals on this phone done right, but like exceptional features, Apple Intelligence, camera control, all those amazing things, visual intelligence where I can point this and hit camera control and, you know, the AI is gonna teach me everything I need to know. For me, it just hasn't been there. So take Apple's own marketing machine with a grain of salt, just like you take the rumors with a grain of salt. Takeaway number 4 is that the iPhone 16, like I mentioned a moment ago, is actually kind of the star of the show for 2024 and 2025, and there is very little reason to go Pro. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of the rumors we're seeing right now are heavily focused on this iPhone 17 Air, because what Apple has realized is that they want to try to get people to have that Goldilocks effect. They don't want to go for the budget phone, they don't want to spend $1,000+ for a Pro phone, but they want something right in the middle that just does everything well enough with some extra flair built in, and that is what the iPhone 17 Air or Slim is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this super slim phone, this all-new design that definitely looks different from the phones we've had over the last couple of years. Yeah, it's gonna make some sacrifices. It's probably not gonna have the biggest battery ever. It's not gonna have a physical SIM slot and maybe as many cameras as a Pro phone, but it's going to be different and new and good enough that it sits right in the middle for what you'd want. And finally, takeaway number 5, what I've realized about buying iPhones for years and years and years and years is that waiting is always going to give you more options. I think that if the phone you've got right now is still holding up really well, there's no reason to jump into something right away. Because if you were to wait to the fall, like let's say you wait until September 2025, you've got a couple of options. Number 1 is that Apple by that time should release the iPhone SE4 or the iPhone 16e, whatever this budget iPhone is going to be called, and you might just find that you could get the iPhone experience you want, great camera, great screen, good battery life, all that stuff, in a phone that costs like half of what you'd spend going with an iPhone 17. So that is gonna be an option ready later on this year. You'll also have the option of looking at the iPhone 17, what those phones have to offer. Maybe you go iPhone 17 Slim or iPhone 17 Pro, or you could do what the responsible adult in me would tell you to do, is to look at great deals on what will then be considered the older phone, iPhone 16, 16 Pro. Everyone's looking to dump their phones for the new thing. You might just find yourself with a bunch of different options, and that sort of puts you in the best possible position. You could go with the budget phone, you could go with a new iPhone, or you could sit back and scoop up, probably in many cases, a very, very lightly used iPhone and get a really good deal. So waiting is never a bad thing to go. Don't feel like you have to jump into something now or, oh no, Apple's gonna remove the port, I need to move now. Just take everything slowly, take it with a grain of salt, check the rumors, stay on top of things, subscribe to the Apple Circle so you know what's happening, but don't think you have to jump in immediately. What are your thoughts on this? For those of you who have got an older iPhone, you're maybe looking and seeing what's changing. Are you feeling the urge to upgrade? Do you not want to upgrade? Are you thinking about waiting for the iPhone 17? Drop a comment down below and let me know. And if you've got an iPhone 16 right now, as we approach the 6-month mark, how are you feeling about it? Are you happy with your purchase? Are you not so happy? Is there a killer feature you love? Or are you coming from a super old phone so everything is new and great? Let me know down below in the comments, we can discuss. As always, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. As my tongue troubles get out of control, I'm just gonna stop this video before I babble on too much more. Thanks guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and I'll see ya in the next one.